And we're back. Which way do we go? Well, let's go this way first for fun. I want to go to the palace. That is, if it is where Cassima is probably where she is. So best chance of meeting our lady love. Yeah, he fell in love with her in like the 10 minutes they knew each other. Let's see. What's this? Little guard hut that we can go into. That's interesting. We'll put a pin in that. That might be useful later. There's obviously some front doors there, but let's see where this path goes because we have to explore everywhere. Hello? Oh? Can you go this way? No, looks like I can't. You'd think there's a path, right? Nope. Okay, we'll go over here. Looks like that decision's made for us. Must be an aesthetic choice. Let's talk to these guys. Oh.
Alexander politely addresses the odd-looking guards at the castle doors, hoping to learn more about his predicament.
Good day to you, guards. I was cast upon this island in a storm, and I'm a little confused about my location. Could you tell me what place this is and who lives in this castle?
Hey, what is that you say? A castaway? A likely story. We haven't had any foreigners in this part since Alhazred arrived.
Don't be so rude, Gruff. He's not asking for any secrets. You're standing on the Isle of the Crown, lad, and this is the Castle of the Crown.
Makes sense,
the royal
that tracks.
family resides here. Rather, what's left of the royal family.
Well, that sounds ominous.
The Isle of the Crown. But tell me, am I anywhere near the land of the Green Isles?
This is the land of the Green Isles. The Isle of the Crown is the main island, foolish boy.
Oh, well good,
Then
that was
Princess
lucky.
Cassima must live in this very castle.
Aye, the princess is indeed our treasure jewel to guard, and we consider it an honor.
Oh, no. Okay, well, let's, can I go see her? Like, yo, it's all I came here to do.
Excuse me, guardsmen.
Oh, they're
guard
dogs. Yes, they're
I've been
guard
traveling
dogs.
for months to see Princess Cassima. I would like an audience, please.
I'm sorry, but the princess is not receiving visitors, particularly not strangers.
Go ask her. I'm not a stranger. She knows me.
I really must see the...
Who are...
My name is Alexander.
Oh,
I am
crap.
a prince of Daventry
I accidentally
and a
clicked and
friend
skipped
of the
something.
princess.
A prince, is it? I see. Yeah, and I am lord of this dusty path. Step aside. You'll not be getting into this castle without some proof of your claims.
Right. So they want proof. Well, no. Let's give them this. Our royal ring.
Alexander decides to try his royal insignia ring on the guards. With all of his papers lost in the shipwreck, it
Doubling
is
his
the
ID.
only possible proof of his identity that he can think of.
Perhaps this ring will convince you of my identity. It is the royal insignia ring of Daventry.
Ha! I'm sure. Just let me take a look at that ring.
Well, I'm sorry, Your Highness. It's just that princes are so uncommon in these parts. Let me get Captain Saladin.
Oh, I suppose those parts where princes are just dime a dozen. Captain Saladin. Let's get him out here. He must have been like right inside. He's already coming back. I would make a what up dog joke, but
The guard
Might be a
returns
little
a moment
offensive.
later with a majestic-looking creature. Captain Saladin speaks with a voice that is gentle, but reflects a will of iron.
Prince Alexander of Daventry, I
he's
presume.
pretty.
I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with your country, but I'm sure Wazir Alhazred will want to meet you, if indeed you are a friend of the princess.
super best friends.
Please, follow me.
yep, here I come.
Lord Alhazred, a visitor to see you. Prince Alexander of Daventry.
What is it that you seek, Prince Alexander?
Pardon the intrusion, my lord.
No, okay,
But
ignore
I
that.
came to see Princess Cassima. Some months ago, my father, King Graham, saved my family and I from imprisonment under an evil wizard named Mordak.
The same wizard that kidnapped the princess?
The very same.
Exactly. When my father rescued us, he also liberated Cassima and sent her home.
Then your father has my gratitude, and that of the entire kingdom. But I'm afraid I still fail to see the purpose of your visit.
Well, I came to make sure that Cassima arrived safely and to pay my respects. Before we parted, she gave me an invitation to visit.
I have no doubt she did exactly that at the time, Prince Alexander. However, things have greatly changed for Cassima since her ordeal in Mordak's castle. Cassima's parents both became ill and died
Saladin's
while
not
she
even,
was
messing
gone.
around.
Cassima is sequestered in mourning
No.
for them as befits a princess.
That's not suspicious at all.
She is not receiving visitors of any kind.
He seems totally on the level, this guy.
Even if she were, I do not think your visit would be appropriate. You see, it is time for Cassima to take her responsibilities seriously. With her parents gone, she no longer has the luxury to be a carefree maiden.
Yes,
As
well,
was her parents' wish, Cassima and I are to be wed. We shall rule the kingdom together. I assure you, our marriage is all Cassima wants now.
yeah.
As a prince and a gentleman, it would be best that you leave before there is any further embarrassment.
I see. I suppose that I was mistaken. I thought for certain that Cassima... Well, I apologize.
A young man sees what he wishes to see. I'm sorry you've wasted your time traveling to the land of the Green Isles. May your journey home be swift.
Perhaps I will take
See
the
the little glint in
opportunity
his
to
eye?
look around your fair land
This
while I'm
guy
here.
back here.
I would
with the
advise
MC
against
Hammer
that.
Pants.
The kingdom is rather, shall we say, inhospitable these days. But it is your neck. You may risk it if you please. Captain Saladin will escort you from the castle. Good day.
Yep. Put it away. Clearly I'm not a threat anymore. Ooh. So he seems totally upright and on the level and not trying to blow smoke up anywhere right
You
now.
have had your hearing with Wizir Al-Hazred.
Yes, yes.
I trust you'll respect his wishes and not return. I have been instructed not to let you into the castle again. Good day, my lord.
Captain Saladin whispers something to the guard dogs at the castle
Probably
gate.
don't let this guy
and
in
they
again.
nod with understanding.
Alright. So clearly that didn't go as planned. So long story
Alexander
short...
has a feeling they won't be letting him into the castle again.
No, they won't. So, after Cassima was rescued by King Graham in King's Quest V, clearly they... Oh, it does let me go now. 2-0. There's nothing here right now, but we get to use it later. I just wanted to make sure that was working. So after she got back from the events of King's Quest V, clearly there was some horrible tragedy that befell her parents. It's completely unsuspicious death by illness. That classic illness that takes both people at once. And then her parents' fondest wish, I'm sure, was that their young maiden daughter, Cassima, marry this shady, shifty, greasy old man. So, I'm sure I'm going to hop right on the boat of truth there. So let's go see what's up in this little village. He said the islands are not very hospitable right now, which I believe. They seem kind of... Things seem kind of tense. There's not a lot of people out and about. So you have 2 items in town here. Well, 3 if you count this
Old
stranger,
lamps for new.
this guy. Old lamps for new.
Old
We'll deal with him
lamps
later.
For new.
Right now, he's pretty much offering to give us a new lamp for an old lamp. Let's
The
see.
battered chest does not interest.
Okay. That's not interesting. The narrator talks a lot, and if he says something a couple times, I'll end
Alexander
up skipping through it.
examines the large pot. It's currently
Okay.
empty, but a few scraps in the
Basura
bottom
solamente.
indicate that it is used as a dump site on occasion.
Okay, so we have a pawn shop and Ali's books. So let's go here first. Yes, I know, Vincent. I'm doing it. Don't worry.
Good day.
Good day. So, I could literally spend an entire episode going through what each of these items on the walls are, because They're hilarious.
The pawn shop is a dimly lit place with a slightly musty smell. Curiosities litter every corner and every shelf. For sale are articles that range from the bizarre to the commonplace, from the priceless to the practical.
Okay, let's look at some
The
stuff.
back wall of the shop holds various odds and ends. For example, a hole detector for finding those hard-to-spot holes in small sailboats.
King's Quest 5.
Cat cookie mix. Play tricks on
King's
your
Quest
friends,
3.
the box says.
They all
A
refer to other
golden
games.
Bridle finder
Golden Bridle
for
Finder,
finding
King's Quest
those
1.
nearly invisible golden bridles.
So a lot of cool stuff.
Self-adhesive emeralds.
Self-adhesive emeralds.
What you
That's
use when you
from, I
don't
think,
have
2.
honey.
So, anyway, there's a lot of stuff here. I could literally do a whole video just poking around in the store, but I'm not gonna, because I don't have time for that. Let's talk to this kind-looking gentleman. Hello, shopkeep.
Good day, merchant. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
I can tell you she is in a dark time. Without the ferry, communication between the islands has ground to a halt, and so nearly has my business. Why the long ages of peace have ended, and why the crown has not done something about it is beyond me.
Not
But
suspicious
then,
at all.
I am a shopkeeper, not a politician, and can only hope for better days.
Boop, you're a king now. No, okay. Alright, so let's...
How bide you, good merchant?
Quite well, though a purchase
Purchase.
would not hurt me any.
Alright, so let's see what we can get for our 1 gold coin. Boop.
I have this copper coin.
Copper coin.
Is it of any value to you at all?
Most interesting. I have never seen a Daventry coin before, but it is copper genuine enough. I might even find a buyer who is interested in foreign currency. The items on the front counter are the only things in the store that I can let go for the price of 1 copper. You may make your choice from there.
Alexander looks at the items on the counter to make his selection.
Alright, so we have a hummingbird.
I see you have noticed my
Or, sorry,
mechanical
nightingale.
nightingale. She is made of plain tin, but she sings the sweetest song you can imagine, barely distinguishable from the real thing.
Alright, so we have... so we'll need the flute and some... I think, yeah, we need the flute. We need to take all these items. But we can take one at a time, and basically the arrangement is when we bring one back, he'll give us another one. So, first things first, we're going to grab the nightingale.
That mechanical nightingale looks intriguing. I believe I'll take it.
You'll believe you'll take it.
Very well. Your coin is well spent. Remember, this is a pawn shop. I am always willing to take back
Good
my
to
own
know,
goods in
buddy.
trade.
I'll remember. Thank you.
Alright, so I've got a mechanical nightingale. Let's see. I don't think I can do anything right now. Let's see what this blue thing is here.
Alexander takes a mint.
I got some mints. Useful. Alright, so let's get out of here because we've done everything we can in this place right now. Outside of looking at everything on the walls, which I want to do, but I don't have time.
Hello.
Hello.
I will be right up.
Yes, sir. Alright, let's
Now.
look around here.
What can I do for you?
I will get to you in a second. What's here?
Alexander picks up the book from the small table.
Oh, yes, please, take that book. You have my most humble thanks for doing so,
Free
good
books.
sir.
Must
Really?
be awful.
Thanks.
Let's see what we got here.
Alexander is carrying a book from the bargain table in the bookshop.
What a bargain.
Alexander is carrying a book from the
Oh, okay.
bargain table in the
You aren't
bookshop.
letting me read it? Okay. Can I talk at it? Was it?
That object has
No.
nothing to say.
Okay. So.
For
let's-
some inexplicable reason, Alexander feels compelled to avoid this hooded old man.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Alright. Sorry, I had to shoot the cat with a water bottle. Get him off my cabinet. What's this? Got a little seating area. Very nice little reading nook in front of the
Alexander
fire.
rests his feet for a moment.
Relax.
Alexander picks up and leafs idly through a book called The Changing Role of Court Entertainers Through the Ages.
Okay, that seems like a very niche performance book, but okay.
Well, that was refreshing.
Alright. So, let's come over here, look at the books.
Alexander is not interested in thinking of Cosima Alexander decides to leaf through one of the volumes of love poetry. He reads, "Thy hair, thy lips, thy beauteous face, and all thy studied female grace have won for thee anon a place within this broken breast."
Okay.
Not bad. And another. "Upon the shore the lilies bend, untouched by worldly care, where shadow they her earthly bed, oh, that she were not there." Yikes.
That's
and
dark.
Another. "What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and through, and binds my heart with links so tight I cannot live without the sight of you? What nameless thing has captured me, and made me powerless to flee? What thing is it without a name, that brings my mind e'er back the same to thee? The name of love cannot apply. Its commonness does not decry the haunted, hunted, painful cry that my heart makes for you, that e'er my soul eternal makes for you."
Dang. That's some dark love poetry.
A little close to home, that one.
Alexander returns the love poem book to the shelf.
Wait, what's that? Felling from the book. I will pick that up. Rule of Edge
Alexander
game.
is not interested in those self-help
It's not
books.
what I'm clicking on Alexander. Pay attention. Okay, cool.
Alexander picks up the fallen page.
Beating? I like the little
It's
sound
the
when you get
love
a point.
poem he particularly liked. It
How
must have fallen
convenient.
out of the poetry book.
I see that old volume has lost another page. You may keep it if you like, sir. I have glued the stubborn thing back in place 2 times already.
I do rather like it. Thank you, merchant.
Alright, so let's... What else is here? What's this on the counter?
How much for that book on the counter, merchant?
It is a fine book, is it not? I obtained it from the estate of the one and only magician this kingdom has ever had. Poofed himself into an aardvark in the end, or so I
It's a heck of
heard.
a way to go.
I never found the spells all that useful myself, but then I lead a boring
Well,
life.
we know Alexander
I
likes
tell
his
you
magic.
what, if you can find another rare book, something a bit more marketable, I might be willing to exchange the spelled book for it.
Okay.
Good day, sir. I'm a stranger in this land. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
That is quite a question, young man. Who are you, and what would you have me tell you?
My name is Alexander. I know I'm on the Isle of the Crown, but I'd like to know whatever you can tell me about this island, and if there are other islands nearby.
You are indeed a stranger. Anxious is the man who knows not the customs of the land beneath his feet. This island is called the Isle of the Crown, because the royal family's castle is here. Besides the castle,
checks out.
we also have this village, and the docks over to the west. There are at least 3 other islands. The Isle of the Sacred Mountain, the Isle of the Beast, and the Isle of Wonder.
At least 3? Does no one know for certain?
This is no ordinary land, Alexander. The land of the Green Isles has always been a place of vague boundaries, as if islands come and go. Legend speaks of a 4th island,
Mysterious.
an isle shrouded in mists. I myself have never seen it. Then, too, the land of the Green Isles is said to exist on the boundaries of this world and the next. Even darker places are reputed to be closer here than anywhere else in the world.
That's quite a claim.
Claim, yes, but probably just local superstition. We who live here on the Isle of the Crown, at least, sleep well enough at night.
Those first 3 islands you mentioned, how might I learn more about them?
Ideally, a young man seeking such knowledge would travel to their shores and learn about them firsthand. Meeting the leaders of each place would be helpful, naturally. Unfortunately, the ferry no longer runs between the islands. There has been much political unrest, and it has been too dangerous to travel for years. Perhaps the ferryman can tell you more. He has little enough to do these days. And if you haven't been there already, you might seek an audience at the castle.
Nah, I've done
Thank
that.
you kindly, merchant, for all your good advice.
Of his hair.
But advice is
So
free,
bad.
Alexander. Making use of it costs much more.
Wise words. Alright, so we probably need to go talk to this ferryman. I always look at, what's that, the door? Shield. My cat has decided this is the time to run around and act an absolute fool. Dude, chill out! He's acting like his tail's on fire and his head's catching. Let's go to the west, which is misleadingly this way. Important scene. Alright, so we got some girl coming out the house.
You lazy thing! Get back to work and stay away from those roses! I've told you 1,000,000 times, those flowers are too sweet for the likes of you!
Kinda mean.
You've still got to do the breakfast dishes, make lunch, and clean the stables yet this morning! And get your veil back on! No one wants to look at your face!
Oh dear, how ugly is she?
Stepmother.
She's not that ugly. Why are you putting a veil on her? Even if she was ugly, she has a right to show her face as much as you do, you miserable old hag. I shouldn't say that. I'm not gonna judge. Come on, how do I get back here? There we go. We had a bad experience with the water.
Come join me. The water is wonderful, and I can show you the way to the next island.
Oh, well that's... I could talk to the ferryman, or I could just talk to this kid. So, let's talk to him. I'm just gonna randomly save for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Good day. I'm Alexander. What are you doing in the sea?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm swimming. I mean, come join me. The water's wonderful. I can show you the way to the next island.
How convenient.
Come on, jump in. A little water won't hurt you.
Considering the poor condition of the shore, it looks like the easiest way to get into the water is just to jump off the pier.
Take a long walk off a short pier, buddy. Now pay attention here.
Powerful currents grab Alexander. Struggle as he might, he feels himself being pulled out to sea.
There I go.
Not a very good swimmer, are you?
Clearly not.
Help me!
Sorry, I think not.
Teehee.
As his head submerges for the third time, Alexander finds himself pondering the wisdom of going out on a limb for a stranger.
Yep, here we are again. Gates of Death.
Tickets up. Next.
Alexander couldn't handle those currents.
So yes, you can jump in there and go with him,
Come
or you
on,
can go see the
jump in.
ferryman.
A little water won't hurt
If you
you.
ignore him, he just talks at you and then petulantly wanders off, so we can just ignore him right now.
What are
But
you
I
waiting
think if you
for?
pay
I
close
said
attention
I'd show
to
you how
his
get
face.
To the next island, didn't I?
Yeah, no, I don't trust you, boy, because I've seen the future. I'm like Dr. Strange. I've seen 10,000 different versions of the future. Oh, and he
That's
just
strange.
poofed. Look at that.
The young boy in the water just disappeared. Oh well, perhaps he just dove under the water.
I don't know. Seems mighty fishy to me. Well, on the next episode, we're going to talk to the ferryman. He lives inside the boat here, and we'll discover more about how we can get around in the land of the Green Isles now that we've finally found it and Cassima again. Of course, we still have to figure out how to actually see Cassima again and convince everyone that Alhazred's a shifty, shady dude, and that's just my gut instinct. I'm sure we'll find out what is truly going on in the next episodes, plural. In the next one, we're just going to talk to this guy. We'll see you then.